during the off-season about improving your leadership, standing up more in a leadership role, because there was talk about you becoming captain of South Sydney. Did you think about that in terms of leading into this year?
Yeah, obviously, it wasn't ideal that those sort of guys retired within a year. And, we spoke about, myself, Reno and Cookie taking on that bit of leadership role. And regardless of who got the captaincy, we were all going to support, that person within that role and help out wherever we can. But, yeah, look, obviously Reno's, got the job, and I think he's, the right man for the job. He's a South Sydney junior. He's come through the ranks. He grew up 2 streets away. He's South Sydney through and through. Even March when the South Sydney got kicked out of the comp. So he's the right man for the job. Obviously, you're only 2 games into a season, but we'll be looking forward to getting back in and playing at some stage throughout this year if that's possible.
Cody, I just want to go back to your training. How are you being held accountable from the club? We had James Tedesco on Fox League Live a little earlier, and he was saying that they have apps and software. They had a Zoom, which is like a conferencing software on your computer, on your phone, to touch base with all the strength and conditioning staff at the club. Is South Sydney doing something similar?
Yeah, so we get our programs sent out, and you got to add it onto the database, and it shows up who's been training and who's been adding it to the database. I'm not sure what they are at the moment, but we've got a Zoom press conference or a conference on Monday, probably just to check in and see how we're going, and we'll see how it goes, I suppose.
Cody, I've only dealt with Wayne Bennett in a short period of time in terms of being coached by him. Everyone talks about how he looks after his players and how much the players just speak with admiration and love for the guy. Just give us a little bit of insight with your relationship with him and what makes him so good at that sort of managing a football team as such.
It's so hard to explain. I get asked this so many times, but I find it very hard to explain. But the one thing I will know is that you can understand why he's been in the game for so long. He gets rugby league. He actually gets a squad, and he just knows what to say, when to say it, and how to say it, I suppose. I know it doesn't give much away, but it's so hard to explain what's his greatest strengths. His greatest strengths are, the man. He really cares about his players, and he shows that, and he loves his players and the squad. So I don't know whether that answers your question, but I find it very hard to answer those sort of questions because it's so hard to explain what his greatest qualities are, I suppose.
Cody, I just want to ask you about potentially bunkering down and going into lockdown. In the paper today, Boyd Cordner and your teammate Cam Murray have said that they're happy to do that, go into full isolation if that is what it takes to get the season underway. Now, that may mean doing that without your family. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, I think it's a hard one. I'll be all for it because, number one, we're rugby league players. We love the game. We want to, be playing for, our families to watch, our fans and our members to watch. And I suppose that's sort of the sacrifice you have to sort of weigh up. I'm not sure whether whether you go into lockdown for a number of months or weeks. It's got to be sort of, put into place before we leave, whether it's a 3-week lockdown and we come back regardless. Not quite sure of those conversations, but we're happy for us to do that. My partner's, all for that, but, we'll know more over the next couple of weeks, I suppose.
And much was made of Latrell's transition to fullback for the first 2 weeks of the comp. Can I get your thoughts on how this break will help him mentally, but also physically, and if you've been in contact with him?
I actually spoke to him the other day, and first thing I asked was his partner Brielle's pregnant, and she was due a couple of days ago, and I was just wondering how she was going and what she was doing, and he sort of brought up that he'd been training a fair bit, and it's a great opportunity for him to get fit and be ready to go when the competition starts. So it's great to hear those sort of words from Latrell, and we'll be looking forward to seeing how he transitions over this next little period.
Yeah, can't